I never heard a sound, but my faith in what's ahead went underground. Suddenly my shine was rust, pages turning into dust. Everything went boom to bust. My cover was gone. Can you tell me that I'm wrong? I don't want to be right. Guess I knew it all along, but held on tight. Suddenly the lines were crossed, implicit regulations tossed. I didn't estimate the cost of how to move on. You cannot tell me that I'm wrong. It's obvious I'm right. There's no reason to prolong a hopeless plight. There's no need to drag it on. Goodbye. Good night. Oh, good night.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Big Blend Radio. We love our music over here, and we're so excited to have Deborah Holland here with us on the show. She's a singer-songwriter, and you may have heard her before from the band Animal Logic. It's a trio, and they started over 31 years ago. They featured legendary jazz bassist Stanley Clarke and ex-Police drummer Stuart Copeland, and recently they reunited, and they've got 2 new songs out. You just heard the first one, Can You Tell Me? They're out now through all streaming platforms. You can also purchase them on Bandcamp. We love Bandcamp. They're good to musicians, especially on
they
certain
are.
Fridays. So go to Animal Logic and then the number 1 bandcamp.com. So you can find them there. But welcome to the show, Deborah. How are you?
Thank you. I am great. I'm happy to be here.
Listen, let's do number 1, both songs. We're going to close with Original, which is one of my favorites. I think that so resonates of today.
Ordinary.
Yeah, why did I say
Yeah,
original?
that's
Ordinary.
okay.
Thank you. There it is. Well, it is original music. There
Yes,
it is.
that's true.
But Ordinary, I mean, it just kind of really feels like the sound of what people feel like today,
Absolutely. Like you see things falling apart and you feel helpless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you just got to keep going.
Yeah, yes, you do. You do whatever you can do.
Yeah, tell us a little bit of, how you guys all got together, the 3 of you. I mean, this is 31 years ago, right? And I understand it kind of drifted apart with everyone's careers, but and
Yeah.
you've had your solo career as well, but
Yeah.
how did you all meet?
Well, I want to say, COVID time. So I'm going to try and, so maybe 2017. Sorry, I'm going to get years mixed up.
Oh,
we got together and had dinner, the 3 of us, the first time after we hadn't seen each other in, I don't know, 20 years or something. And we said, wouldn't it be fun? Let's get together and do something. So we went over to Stuart's studio that he has called the Sacred Grove. And we recorded a tune that I had called Whipping Boy. And it was really fun. Unfortunately, the audio was on a hard drive of Stuart's that got corrupted, and the audio I can't get, or I would have included that I would have released that song too. And then we decided maybe we would do an EP. So 2019, the year before COVID, we got together and we started recording basic tracks of about 5 songs. And then COVID hit, of course, so we were never able to finish them. And I ended up finishing them on my own and releasing them. Except for I had these 2 that sounded pretty damn good, just the way they were. They only needed a few overdubs. So I asked the guys if I could finish them, and they said, of course. And that's how we ended up with these 2 Animal Logic tracks.
Oh man, and they're beautiful. Like just the sound, your voice is incredible. You soar like
Oh,
just
thank
so
you.
beautifully. Like you just like that's what I was saying, with Ordinary, that your vocals on that and everything's so clear. It's such a beautiful recording.
Oh,
You know what I
thank you.
mean? It's like you just feel like you're sitting in the studio and it just feels, comforting. That would
Great,
be a good word.
wonderful, wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really beautiful. But how did you originally meet? See, there's the original word.
Well,
Like the very
that's
first time.
yes. Okay, so now we're going back to 1987, probably before many people watching this were born. And Stuart and Stanley wanted to put together a band, and they wanted a female front person. And a publisher that I had been working with sent over a tape of 2 of my songs, Spy in the House of Love and Firing Up the Sunset Gun. They heard them, and then he called me and said, how would you like to audition for a band that Stuart Copeland and Stanley Clark are putting together? And I said, sure.
Yeah.
And went down and auditioned, and 2 or 3 weeks later was in Brazil singing in front of 8,000 people.
Whoa. Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. So did they have the name Animal Logic beforehand, or is that?
No. That came about a little bit later. No, they didn't have the name Animal Logic, but something, I'm trying to remember the story. Okay, so the first album cover, The 3 Dalmatians, that had been an
Cool.
album cover. I don't think I've ever told this story, that was submitted to the police, and Sting didn't like it. He said, what are we, dogs? But Stuart always loved it and
Where?
kept it. And I forget, something happened, a conversation Stuart was having with someone, and he thought they were saying Animal Logic, and he suggested the name and said, I've already got the album cover. So that's how that happened.
That's cool. 3 Dalmatians, though. That's but that's interesting because they're kind of crazy dogs. They've
Yeah,
got
they
we used to
are.
have, they're kind of crazy.
Don't tell the Dalmatian owners.
I know.
They're
We
not
used to have
all
a
crazy.
Dalmatian. No, we used to have one. I was, when I was a little kid,
Mhm.
we had a Dalmatian Oodles, and she was a rescue. But they're just, oh, they're not crazy as that. They're sweet. They're really sweet and protective,
Mhm.
but they do have that little wire, like, woo, I'm going to do what
Yeah.
I want and do a little, So I like the name Animal Logic being tied with that because
Yeah,
animals do have a ton of logic. We just don't get it yet.
absolutely. They all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that little wild side of it. So it's like
Mhm.
wild and logical at the same time.
Yeah.
I love
And they
that.
are incredibly beautiful Dalmatians.
Oh God, they are.
It's one of those animals that it's like someone it's like, how did this just happen in nature? They're,
With all
they're
the
so,
like giraffes and even zebras. It's like,
exactly. I
have you
always
seen
feel
those?
that.
Have you seen the zebras that have like the black and then like the black stripe, like the opposite
Yes,
side?
yes, I have.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
they're so cute.
yeah.
That little one that's gone around Facebook, I think that little baby foal. I'm like, oh, I want to
Mhm.
play. That's so cool. So you guys toured a lot. Europe, all over.
Yeah, we didn't tour that much, but we did a European tour, we did a US tour, we were in Brazil, a few other odds and ends. Yeah.
And how about America, North America? How is that in regards to touring and knowing your music?
Uh, the band was so new when we were touring. It was kind of mixed because I think a lot of people expected it to be a little more experimental. It was
Mm.
really a pop rock album, And there were people who were expecting it to be more jazzy or weird, or so it was kind of a mixed thing. Yeah.
I think it's an interesting blend. The sound that you have is like definitely your original sound. There isn't anybody the same. You know what I mean? And it's like you can easily just connect to the songs. They're
Sure.
just.
And
I hope
live,
to do more.
it did take on more of a, I don't want to say experimental, but improvisational,
Mm.
element that, Stewart and Stanley would kind of go off into long, kind of jams and improvised sections. So live, it was a different thing than the record.
Now, you had someone playing harmonica on Can You Tell Me?
Yes, Howard Levy, who played with Bela Fleck and the Flecktones.
Oh,
I had met him
nice.
way back and thought that would be a great instrument for that song. And so he's in Chicago. I sent the tracks to him, and like so many records are made these days, in this city at that studio, and all over the place. So yeah, he played. And a friend of mine, Patterson Barrett, who's based out of Austin, Texas, played, who's actually was my high school boyfriend. We've remained friends all these years. He played some lap steel and pedal steel and mandolin and some organ.
Oh, it's amazing. Like just all the different sounds in there. I just love it when music just flows and yet you can have different instrumentation,
Yeah,
and just balance it all connected together. When you write, are you writing with guitar or piano or?
both. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
funny. That I never used to get asked this question. This is like the third time somebody's asked me that recently. Yeah, I write on both instruments, and the songs that I write on those instruments are usually very different.
Mhm.
Piano is less rhythmic. The guitar songs usually end up being more rhythmic, and the piano songs end up being usually a little moodier and harmonically sophisticated.
Mm.
Yeah, so yes, definitely different.
We're excited because this is going to be out. I know when this airs, it'll be out for about a week, which is so exciting to get these out. Now, do you see more coming? Because I want more. I
That
just
would
want
be
more.
up
So
to Stewart and Stanley.
I
If it
hope
was
you guys
me,
do.
hell yeah. Why?
Yeah, that's amazing. So, are you all recording in British Columbia, or are you in different
No.
places?
They're both in LA. I'm the
Mhm.
only one who's in Canada. Yeah.
Oh, you're all in the Pacific time, so that's okay.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. But I go to LA, I lived in LA for 33 years, so I go there all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we still live out there too. When I was a
Oh,
little kid. I think everyone's done their tour there, right? And
I
their
think
time there.
so. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So, do you think any performances coming from this?
Hard to say. They're both
See, we just want
really
more.
busy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I wish, if it
Hmm.
was me, I've got the tiniest of the careers of the three of them.
No, but you've got a great career. Are you going out touring? That
I am
you
going
can
to be
play this stuff?
touring with a trio that I have called the Refugees.
Ah,
That's with Wendy Waldman and Sydney Bullens, two other fantastic singer-songwriters who've had the same length of a career that I have had, or actually, I think the two of them even longer. And we're kind of a Americana, folky, three-part harmony, type band. So we're just finishing up a new album, and we will be touring as well.
oh, cool. You have to come back. You
Yeah,
have
and
to
if you're
come
looking for
back.
that, that's the refugeesmusic.com.
Oh, okay. The
Yeah,
refugeesmusic.com.
yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
So we will be touring. We have some shows in the LA area in January. We're playing in Lawrence, Kansas in February, and in the summer we'll probably be on the East Coast.
Oh, cool. I'm
Yeah,
gonna watch. I want to see. You never know where we might be and where you might be.
there you
Yes,
go.
I
Yeah,
know
for
as we
sure.
travel. Isn't it cool to get back out and perform too?
Yes, I have
Yeah,
been doing quite a bit of performing on my own in British Columbia. So yeah,
yeah. Just that whole lockdown. Yeah. Did you write a lot during lockdown?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I released a record March of 2020. So everything I had planned to do for that record, kind of didn't happen. So that was a shame. But yeah, I did write quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did you write when you were a kid? Well, I mean, where did the singing and the writing
I
come
started
in?
writing songs I started playing guitar when I was maybe 13, 14, and I learned 3 chords and immediately started writing songs. So
Oh,
I've been writing songs for a long, long time. Yeah, that's
yeah.
always been my focus.
But in your voice, though, I mean, your voice is incredible.
Oh,
So it's
thank
just,
you.
it's just that you have that perfect balance, to be able to do both, and then play instruments, right? So are
Yeah.
you doing mostly guitar when you go out and perform, or are you doing the
Yes.
piano?
Yeah. Yeah. Mostly
Yeah,
guitar. If there's a piano, then yes, I
yeah.
do songs on piano as well.
It's a
Yeah.
lot easier to cart around a guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I've got an electric keyboard, but it's still heavy and a pain in the neck. So yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it's mostly guitar.
I know. Then here comes all the amps and all the
Yeah,
whole the whole carrying thing. That's the other side. People
exactly.
don't see what musicians go through, the lugging of this, the lugging of that,
Exactly.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
I've been there, done that, and now I just do it with luggage. So
Yeah.
that's the way we roll. But this is so exciting. I really hope you do more, and we're going to watch out for your refugees as well. That's going to be
Great.
cool. Hopefully,
Wonderful.
we'll get
Yeah.
to see you perform. But when you do your new album, please come back on the show. Tell us about
I
it.
would love
Uh,
to.
I know our
Yeah.
audience are going to love hearing this, and we're going to play "Ordinary." I want to say original again because it's again original music. It's exciting.
The first 2 letters are the same.
See, there it is. So everyone, again, go just look up Animal Logic, okay, and in all of your digital platforms, however you listen. But you can also go and get it on Bandcamp. But it's Animal Logic, the number one .bandcamp.com. They're the best place to buy music online because they actually pay musicians.
Yeah,
And isn't
that's
there
true.
a specific Friday that they do that too, where they?
Yeah, but don't ask me what the Friday is. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
there's a Music Friday thing on Bandcamp. It's always, yeah, go
Yeah.
join them. They're cool. And we want to thank our sponsors for today's show, which is the Lion and the Rose Bed and Breakfast. I mean, we had to do it, right? They're music lovers, and then there's lions on the cover.
I
Uh,
know.
I know.
They're beautiful lions.
I know. Did you find the lions? Were you into the?
I was just trying to think of what animals we would feel like, and then I started, I paid, it's a service where you buy the use of the photo. I forget which the service was, and I did credit the photographer. I forgot his name, but I did credit him. So yeah, I saw that. I was Googling 3 lions, and I thought, I think there are 2 males and 1 female in that picture. My limited understanding of lions. So if it's not, that's okay.
It's a younger female possibly, and then you've
Perfect.
got kind of an older male, and then it's kind of a family. It's the
That's
So it is, yeah, younger female, and then
perfect.
one,
Well, it
yeah,
represents us. So,
yeah, and they've
yeah,
got good hair too. So there it is.
yeah.
They got good But yeah, so everyone, lion-rose.com is a website to go to. If you go to Asheville, North Carolina, they are the musician and music friendly bed and breakfast. It is not your grandma's bed and breakfast. That's what I always say. It is a very cool place to stay in the historic
Wonderful.
Montfort district. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a music city. Asheville rocks. We
Yeah, I
love
love
Asheville.
Asheville. Yeah, I have been
Oh,
there. It's
have you
wonderful.
performed there?
I have not. I would love to.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, if
yeah.
anyone wants to have me or the refugees, let me know.
There's plenty of venues out there too, man.
Yeah,
There's so much. We just did a show on we do one first Asheville every first Tuesday a show just on Asheville, and the last one was on music and the arts, and I was like, I can't believe the diversity of music that comes out of
yeah.
there.
Oh, I'm
It's
sure.
yeah, you should
Yeah,
go.
yeah. I've
Okay,
got friends in the area too, so yeah, I would love
cool.
to. Yeah.
It's a awesome city. So everyone, again, go get it, Animal Logic, and we're gonna play it now. Ordinary. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.